Welcome to the Awesome Journey video blog, supporting leaders in awakening to their full leadership potential. And today, what I'd like to talk about is supporting CEOs and their leadership teams in building dynamic organizations. So lots of our clients say, well, what do you mean by a dynamic organization? A dynamic organization has four components. First, that organization has contribution, participation, and engagement of all staff throughout the organization, supporting the strategic plan and are executing it because of that. A great example is WestJet. The second component of a dynamic organization is your organization is attractive in the marketplace, meaning you have products and services that the market wants. And I think a great example of that is IKEA. And I think it's very interesting, in the 21st century, I can't seem to find that IKEA has any competitors. That makes them very attractive. The third component of a dynamic organization is you're sustainable, meaning you're agile and learning all the time, such that you can adapt and adjust to what the market throws at you. I think a great example there is 3M. They started out as a mining company 114 years ago, and today they're a 30 billion plus a year company in multiple industries because they're learning and adapting. The fourth component of a dynamic organization is you're making a positive impact in all of your stakeholders, your community, your environment, your clients, and your shareholders. A great example there is Starbucks. Starbucks has the college education fund for all of their part-time staff to have the opportunity to help being supported to go to university or college. I think that's amazing. So CEOs ask us a lot of times, well, how do you build a dynamic organization? I can see what it looks like, but how do you build it? And I say, it's one word, design it. What does design mean? Well, I think Peter Drucker said it best. Culture eats strategy for breakfast every day. So what does that mean? It means simply this. If you don't have a dynamic culture which supports a dynamic organization, it doesn't matter how great your strategic plan is, it will not get executed. Why? Because if you don't have a dynamic culture, people are not going to be held accountable, people's goals will not get results, communication will not be communicated in the way that creates clarity and action. And fourth is people will not have the courage to share their thoughts to support what needs to be really said. So how do you go about building a dynamic organization? In our mind, it starts with the CEO. The CEO needs to be the chief culture officer, meaning you're there to build, nurture, and protect a culture that's going to allow your organization to be dynamic. So how do you build it? One, you've got to ask yourselves, what is our purpose or mission statement? Which is really asking the question of why do we exist? And so many CEOs will say to my team and I, we exist to be able to create shareholder value and to be able to make profits. And I say those are outcomes. That's not your why. That's not why you exist. Why you exist is something bigger. But let's look at three. First one, 3M. We exist, or we're passionate, whatever word you want to use, we're passionate about solving unsolvable problems innovatively. That's a purpose. That comes from the core. Let's look at Disney. What's their mission statement? We're here to make people happy. Let's look at Starbucks' mission statement. And they say, we're here to inspire and nurture the human spirit. One person, one cup, one neighborhood at a time. Those are extraordinary mission statements. They're not about making money, and they're not about profits. Those are outcomes if you live your mission. Second key building block to building a high performance or dynamic organization is to look at what are your core values. And your core values is really answering the question of how are we going to behave together in order to achieve our strategic plan to be able to deliver our product and service in the marketplace to be sustainable. So what are your core values? And so many companies say, well, yeah, no, we got our core values, but are they real? And one of the things that my team and I see a lot of times is some really overriding core values. One is teamwork and collaboration. Two is accountability. Three would be respect. Four would be something around either learning or creativity or possibility thinking. And then you'd see another one, something around excellence. Excellence around service, excellence around our products, excellence around execution. So think about what are your core values. Now the third question becomes, Well, how do we make this real? Because we've got our mission statement, it's on the wall, and we got our core values, they're on the wall, but people aren't living them. And that's why it's important. As you, the CEO, you as one of the C-suite leaders, you've got to make this real through intentional conversations. Because when you look at the real definition of what a culture is just a network of conversations. So if you have an unhealthy culture, or a sick culture, or a low-performing culture, all you have is a network of background conversations that's destroying trust, destroying communication, and is destroying performance. What is a high-performance culture, or dynamic culture, or healthy culture? It is a network of intentionally designed conversations that's built on two things: your core values and your mission statement. So as the chief culture officer, or as one of your C-suite leaders, or as one of your managers, are you having intentional conversations every day that's built on your core values and your purpose and mission statement? Let me give you an example. Is every one of your management meetings, or sales meeting, or operations meeting, or safety meeting, starting that meeting with a 5-minute conversation of going around the room and asking various staff members, can you share with me how one of our core values has added value to either an internal client or an external client that's supporting our overall brand of our company to move forward? So, in conclusion, if you want to build a dynamic organization in today's marketplace, I highly recommend it. Why? Because if you do, you're going to be very attractive. You're going to differentiate yourself, and you're going to be able to have higher margins. So how do you do it? You're going to do it by getting clear about your mission statement, getting clear about your core values, and getting clear about leveraging that through intentional conversations. Thank you.